Hi guys, this is Jay's dad. Congratulations on your 100th podcast. Seems like there's a lot has happened since Jay was a parts counter person now, Carquest Parts Store. It seems that he has evolved from the parts counter person to a research and development in the auto parts industry overnight. And we as a nation have come from the old hand crank starting to the touch screen starting on the dash, and the horseless carriage to the driverless automobile in just a little over a century. My goodness, how modern technology has changed our lives. You guys, of course, have kept us informed, and thank you for that. And keep up the good works. It looks like we will be trading the gas tank for a charging station by 2035. Fasten your seatbelts. You guys have a nice day and a bright future.
All right, so
Hey, like Family Feud.
first of all,
I need eyes and ears, by the way, too, on who actually buzzes first.
I'm gonna try.
let's-
Well, we're gonna
Okay.
do a sound off. So here, so we are playing for. You have your choice of a beer on us, except you're not playing good. Okay, beer on us, cupcake, T-shirt or hat.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody's just going right to hat. Okay.
Yeah, going hat.
So is that okay? So so now, Jay, so that we have this on mic, do you want to introduce the players, and then I'll get them to push their. Yeah.
Yes, we've got Josh over here.
Yep.
Hit your button, Josh. All right, there's Josh. Ding dong.
We've got Amy,
Amy's got the horn.
Irwin, and we got Bill.
All right, Irwin's got the boing. Bill's got the boxing ring. Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yours is like a car horn. So that's a boing.
I just on the record want to say the first ding of this gong is really quiet. See it?
Okay.
See, just on record that if I'm going to contest that later.
Well,
This is gonna be all right.
the
Yeah.
first ding
This will be
quiet.
fun.
This is exactly
This will
what
be
I was
fun.
hoping for.
The
Here we
ding is
go.
quiet, the gong is loud.
Instant controversy.
Okay, so you want me to ask the question? I'm going with the first one.
So we're gonna do. Do you want to do 10 questions or do we want to shorten it? Let's do 10 questions. We'll do best of 10.
This is
best of 10.
best of 10.
Is that all right?
You want to go that route?
I'm fine with that.
All right. Question.
Oh, actually, who?
Get
Yeah.
the paper.
Hang on. I've got something.
They said this is the bad egg from Willy Wonka.
Oh, it is. So I should mention that I think everybody here is a longtime podcast listener.
Yeah, I think so.
Subscriber.
Supporter. Yeah. If not listening, at least saying, "Hey, how you doing? Can I have a hat?"
At least
You know?
saying that they've listened.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, let me start anew. I'm gonna try to keep track of the score. All right.
I would say 5, best of 5.
Really gonna make it easy, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's what I say.
You want 10?
Josh, you already have a hat.
Okay. So we've got these.
You already have a hat.
All right.
All right.
Are we ready? All right. So
You pick whatever questions you want out of that list.
okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. All right. First question.
Now wait a second. Hang on.
Okay.
If they get it wrong,
Yes.
can it goes to the next buzz in, or do we go to another question?
I would say it goes to the next buzz in.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
This is a train wreck waiting to happen.
It is, man. So we'll see what happens. All right.
All right.
All right. Hey, look, we are the gurus, so we can change the rules
All right,
as
fair
we
enough.
move
Yeah,
along.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, as
Okay.
we need to.
Podcast you can do as one.
That's exactly right. I like the way you think. All right, so first question.
All right.
and I'm gonna lead into this with, as you guys well know, in the automotive world, there are tons of acronyms used for various components, things, systems, and those sorts
Just
of things.
remember,
right?
there are 10 questions, and there are lots of questions that don't have anything to do with cars, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, what does the acronym EFI stand for? Phil.
Electronic fuel injector.
Correct.
All right.
Cheap much?
No, I listen to the podcast.
All right.
I'm going this next. I'm going this next.
All right. So Bill is first on the board.
Right. Okay. Question number 2. Are you marking it down?
I got it right here. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, go grab a. Yeah, you can't go into the bar. Sorry.
Right here.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Question number
Mom's
2. What year did the original Ford Bronco premiere?
1969.
Wrong.
Close.
Go.
71.
Wrong.
Gotta lose now.
Josh.
73.
Wrong.
67.
Wrong.
You can't lose. You can't lose points, right?
Okay, we gotta have a. How can we do this? Go.
56.
Now we're guessing.
Bill, you haven't even answered.
78.
Wrong.
All right. Next question. What was your?
All right.
What's the answer?
Do we give it to him?
So it was. Yeah. Why not? Because people are going to be listening. Are going to be mad. So it was. I believe it was 1965 with a 66
I just said
model
that.
year.
1965 was the production, and it became the 66 model
I
year.
said 66 on the second one. Just like the 80s. Said no.
Do we need to roll the tape back?
I get a t-shirt and a cupcake.
Go with the non.
Okay.
Go with the like.
Do you have a non-automotive question?
There was a couple in there. Was there not?
Yeah.
Oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those. Yeah.
Okay. One buzz.
Yeah. You
for
get
each-
one buzzing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. What podcast episode number is recording right now?
100. 100.
You got it.
Wait, who was that? Irwin.
Irwin. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I know
So.
that because of the text that she sent me.
Hey, it counts.
He is fighting
All right.
hard for
So,
that.
and I can throw you a couple non-automotive if.
Yeah, grab that because I all we have are just car stuff.
All right.
Makes
So,
sense.
Yeah. We got to be fair, I guess, right?
yeah. So complete the following sentence. We interviewed a celebrity YouTuber. I don't know the episode number, but this came out on YouTube. His name was the pop song.
Guru. No.
Buzz in. Josh.
It's gone. I listened to him. I chatted with him. I connected with him on Facebook.
He was-
Shout out for a hint. Shout out for a hint. A mobile shout out.
It has to do. Can we?
Are you gonna give clues?
Yeah, why not?
Go ahead.
It has to do with someone.
I mean,
on,
pop song. Come on.
Someone on campus.
He is. Yes.
Someone
he's an
who is-
educator.
He is an educator.
Professor.
Josh.
You didn't beat.
I did. And yeah, he was interviewed the time before I was.
That's
Also, his real name I think was Clifford. All right, so
Clifford.
Amy. Amy's in the basement with 0. Everybody else has 1.
All right.
All right. You want me to go? You want? I can. Yeah.
Michael Douglas and Paul.
Yeah. Let's do this one. I mean, it's an automotive one, but it's really not. It's
All right.
not- It's kind of a traffic.
Go ahead.
Kind of a traffic thing.
Well, I
here.
was gonna go there too. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, no, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay. Are we ready?
Likes to win in the right.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get to the answer page here because see, I'm a dummy too.
There's no pride in cheating.
Did I just call you guys?
That's your email.
Did I just call you guys dummies?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Who you're playing
I ain't so stupid, am I?
children.
Is that the question
Yeah,
number?
yeah.
Okay, you got this. Go ahead.
I do.
I'm just listening for ding dongs and beeps and volume.
Right. Okay.
And it is.
Get ready, guys. This. You guys should know this. Do you guys know why there was a national speed limit of 55 miles an hour enacted in 1974?
Said gas. Because of the gas prices.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Is that right?
Josh
Is that
doesn't-
right?
If it doesn't actually have to do with cars themselves,
Yeah, but he has
I'll
an
know it.
advantage over us because he's homeschooled his kids.
Wait a second. Is this
No,
correct?
that was my wife that did
Well,
that.
is it?
Oh no, that's not the answer.
It is.
I was literally like, okay,
Was that not
Irwin.
the answer?
Oil shortage.
boom. Well, wait a second.
Not
Save
prices,
gas.
oil shortage.
Oh, okay.
Why it was reduced
Oil shortage.
was because we were having an oil shortage, not
All right.
because of gas prices.
Okay.
Gas prices increased, though. They did. There you go.
Okay.
All right, can I do one?
Yes.
All right.
13.
Which pizza delivery chain has a fleet of self-driving? Erwin.
Domino's.
Boom.
Just saw the commercial.
Not watching our podcast, but
Oh,
watching the
thank
commercial.
you,
Thanks.
by the way. Thanks. Yeah. What- yeah, I saw your.
Just on the
No.
commercial that you posted on your podcast.
I did.
All right.
that's what I meant.
You got one?
That's a good one. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to get away from too hard.
This is usually where I start to fall apart.
I got the tiebreaker if it comes down to it.
We should do Boston Box trivia at
Let's do a couple Sex and the City questions.
Okay.
What's that?
It's all
What was the question?
I mean, wait, what? What is that? A TV show?
Ferris Bueller's Days Off live.
Drink
That's
the
all I
real drink
know.
Cosmos.
Maybe we
Amy
throw
has a
a
Okay.
drink question in there.
It's-
Do you have a drink question?
You have the.
I
No,
don't have a drink question, but do you have your bartender?
Nope. Josh
no,
is a
don't do that.
bartender.
Oh,
No.
that's right.
No.
I might have an advantage there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I drink.
That's not women's
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah,
That's how women feel about things.
That's a good one, man. That could take a long time.
I know how they feel.
All right. All right, here we go. What was Henry Ford most famous for?
The automobile, the Model T automobile.
You got it.
Model T. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's our current standing for those of you.
I could debate that.
Um,
I could debate that.
okay. We have Bill with 1, Erwin with 3, Josh with 2, and Amy is just holding back until I think we're being sandbagged here.
Hold on a second. Let's do this.
I mean, sandbag, teabag.
What are you up to here?
Womp, womp, womp,
Who was the better? Wait. Do I get to be the judge on this if it's a questionable answer?
Yeah, but I'm looking for the actual answers, man.
Who was the better Van Halen lead singer?
Oh. Oh.
The better front man for the band Van Halen. Amy.
There you go.
That's correct. Amy gets a point.
That was my bell.
Nobody heard that.
Oh, but my bell was. I was waiting.
I just heard Amy.
Your voice
All right.
Get on the board.
I don't have
Amy's
any
on the
answers.
board, everybody. Here we go.
I don't have any answers,
Everybody
man.
knows that.
All right, Amy wants current events, so we're gonna go current events. See if I can find something here.
Look, this is not even a car question. Come on. All right, I gotta ask this one.
Go for it.
All right. I will accept any version of a correct answer on this. What?
I love this
Either
game.
the make or model of the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. Right here.
Louder, that's why.
You did.
Right? It was a Challenger. So Bill's on the board. It was a yeah.
Oh, see,
Right?
Both you guys squeezed
Challenger.
me out.
Yes,
That is
Challenger.
Challenger,
2 doors.
yes.
I see.
We're going back to
We're all
automotive.
friends, so we get
Okay.
to the finish line. Then it's got to be one of you two. Got to go 1 and 2.
All right. So right now we have Bill with 2, Erwin with 3, Josh with 2, Amy with 1. That is 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 questions to go.
Okay.
Unless we have a
If I get
tie.
one of these, game's over. Under pressure.
All right. Do you guys know what was the last automaker to offer cassette players in their vehicles?
Nobody's gonna. That's completely. That's
Volkswagen.
No.
Amy.
Ford.
Okay.
Hold on.
He's looking up the answer. Jay doesn't even know.
Yes.
Wow!
Peed a little bit.
All right, Amy's got 2.
So I was thinking my Escort.
All right, I can do multiple choice on this.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is a football question. You ready?
Wait, what is that? Like with the round one?
Not
with
the
black
round one,
squares
the
on it?
oblong, Stewie head. Yeah. Okay, so who is the current starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans?
You can't do that.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm gonna blow it. Oh, I'm gonna blow it. Pressure. Came from Miami.
Bam, bam, bam.
Next.
All right, who is next?
I know it. I do know it. I do know it.
Too late.
The pressure's off. I know it. It's Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, he just tanked the. Okay.
So
No, I'm going no answer. Time expired.
Too much time. Too much time. Yeah, we
All
can't
right.
go there.
Multiple choice. Multiple choice. Multiple choice. All right, now I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna do because you guys are gonna ring in early. So I'm gonna give you the answers first, and then I'm gonna read the question. All right. So your choices are Mobil, Exxon, Shell, and Gulf. Those are all gasoline. Okay, Mobil, Exxon, Shell, or Gulf. What company opened up the first drive-in gas station? No. Josh.
Shell.
No. Erwin.
Exxon?
No, Bill.
No, Bill's gonna get it back.
All right.
By default, Bill.
Bill.
I almost just let Bill
Like, that's a participation.
Okay, now this is interesting. We have Bill and Erwin tied at 3. Josh and Amy tied at 2.
Okay.
We have one or two.
We're going to 5.
Well, we're going to 5.
So first to 5. Oh, okay. So it's not
First
total.
to 5 questions.
Okay.
First to
The
5.
first 5? All right.
Yep.
All right. I can go again unless you.
I do. What country artist had the hit "Friends in Low Places"?
That was Garth Brooks.
All right. Erwin's got 4. I got the next
But
one.
it was me, mine's the brightest.
He's cramming that thing, man. It's awesome. You got the next one?
Yes.
Karaoke go to.
What recording
I
artist
never knew that.
wrote and recorded the song "I Can't Drive 55"? Who was first?
It is Sammy Hagar, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sammy Hagar.
Is
Sammy.
that
That's Erwin, yeah.
Erwin for the win?
He just hits his button.
Well, that's a strategy.
All right. And you are the winner. We'll play another round.
All right. So what's the hat? He's going hat.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Jay's going to the car to get a hat for Erwin.
I guess if you have absolutely nothing to do during the course of your life, you would recognize that Jay and Keith have accomplished their 100th podcast episode, if that's even a thing. But if you're busy, like me, it's the last thing on your mind. I'm out buying dog food.
Hey! Oh, are we back in?
The mics are hot.
Oh,
they
guys
are
are
cool.
up. Welcome back, Josh.
It's so good to be back, man. So good.
Fantastic to be back with you. So you were on our podcast during COVID.
This is a little over a year ago. Yeah.
That's right. And I think the reason why we wanted to talk to you was to find out how you were dealing and coping
Yeah.
with the changes just as anybody else was.
Right.
Just as a reminder to everybody, this is the Union Tavern,
Right.
and you used to be a
Yeah.
bartender here, and unfortunately, with
Yep.
those times, people had to get laid off in order to keep the business open. So
Wait a second. I have an
What?
important question.
Yeah.
Speaking of bartending, what
Yeah.
is this that you got me? No, I taste some sort of citrus in it.
yeah, it is. It's a sour.
It's a sour beer, which is it's a style that basically intentionally introduces a certain bacteria into beer to give it that sour taste.
So I do like sours. This is not over the top sour. Though.
No, it's not.
So
I
in terms of
haven't
that, it looks
yet.
like it's unfiltered. It's very very likely the bottom of the keg when it's that cloudy.
right.
What is it? You know?
It's-
You remember?
I
Oh, you don't
forget
have
the
to.
name of it, but it's up there, man.
It's good. It was a good call.
It's Urban Family.
Urban Family.
Yeah, Urban Family Moon Priestess Raspberry Mango.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
So here's what's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I'm sorry. Were you two trying to have a serious conversation?
We got
I
Josh
would
talking,
say serious.
and so he not only bartends, and we're going to get into some of this, but at one point he was a pastor.
Yep.
And so
What are you doing now?
Well,
Josh.
should we dive into that, or
Yeah.
kind of
Sure.
tell the story a little bit getting there?
Yeah,
Well, you can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What are you doing?
Sure.
And then tell us how you got there.
Gotcha. So I'm now a full-time writer, largely ghostwriting, which means I've been writing for 15 years, but now I'm getting paid for it. But so I've developed a lot of skills writing.
Right.
And so the idea is, say like one of you guys want to write a book about the automotive industry.
So let's okay. This happens all the time because
Yeah.
you get people that are celebrities.
Yeah. Or
that-
experts in the field or whatever it is.
But they're not
definitely
necessarily
celebrities.
great at like stringing two sentences
Right.
together. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not like, and we have a tendency to think, well, if you're not a good writer, it means you're not as smart. No. It takes to become a great writer takes a lot of time. I've been studying the craft of writing for like 15 years.
Yeah, so just because I'm knowledgeable about cars or whatever
Right.
doesn't mean I can express that well in something that people want to ingest.
Exactly. Or you don't want to spend the 10 years it takes to get there to where you can do it.
Right.
You know, so like some of my clients are great writers, but simply I can do better writing much quicker because I've been doing this for a while.
So it's
you know?
almost like if you wanted to start a podcast,
Yeah.
right, and you were pretty knowledgeable about what you wanted to talk about, and you felt like you would have good content, but you didn't know how you would put it together, you would call us. Is that sort of the deal?
That's
Jay?
great. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. Yeah.
See
we
what I
need
just
to do
did
that.
there?
Yes, I did. Thank you for that
Oh,
promotion.
is that something that you guys are trying
Yeah,
to do
we've
now?
we've done
No,
that.
we've
Oh,
done
that's
that.
an awesome idea.
Yeah. So anyway,
We do
so
that. We can
okay,
help you get
so
rolling.
That's great.
15 years of hard, solid. What is that, by the way?
This is a brown, so it's a little bit lower ABV than the IPA I was drinking, and I want to drive home and all that.
Right on. So, not that he's driving home.
Not for a while.
Not for a while.
Right. So, the reason why he came on initially was we want to talk to him about how he was getting through COVID.
Yeah.
Because it disrupted so many people's lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And we wanted to give you an opportunity or a platform to come on and talk and see if you could reach out to somebody who needed help. And we were so excited at the end of the day to find out you started this ghostwriting and helping people finish their books and
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
And clearly, like, now that you're a wild success, it was all because you
Of us.
Oh yeah. I attribute all of it to you, and I'm planning to give you. Yeah, no. Coming out of that, so my wife and I. So this was in March of last year, 2020. My wife and I went and someone gave us some tickets on the Victoria Clipper, which is those ferry up to Victoria, BC. And so we were like, oh, what the hell, we'll go.
Wait. Before.
This is
Okay.
things are just starting.
I
At
got
this
it.
point,
Okay.
things were happening in Washington, so we didn't really tell people from Washington when we were up at Victoria because we're afraid they're gonna get away from me.
And I asked because they closed the border.
Oh, it's
So
still
this-
closed.
This
Still
is
closed.
still
Okay.
closed. So this is before any of that. But anyway, so we go on that, we come back, and we're driving home, and we hear on the news or someone texts my wife and says, "Hey, have you heard the news? Inslee's shut down. All bar industry, everything's shut down." I get home, I text Joe, the owner of Union, and say, and he said, "Sorry, don't come into work." All of a sudden, I find myself without a job. I'll tell you, that next day, that Monday, was one of the worst days of my life. In that, I've always had a job, or if I haven't, it's because I'm, in between jobs, I have the next one planned. I've never been in the place of just not having anything to do, and it wrecked me. I was a mess, and so even at the point where I was talking to you guys, I was still in a rough place.
But did you find when we were interviewing you that was somewhat therapeutic for you to help you kind of get through? Maybe
Yeah.
open your mind up a little bit. What can I do? Was there any part of that what was it during that time that said, okay, I got to get off my butt and I've got to do something different here and innovate a little bit to make something happen?
Well, it's slightly different. This is coming into the area of my faith in that it made me deal with how much my identity was about what I do. And as guys, we're guys. So that's not completely unreasonable, but at some point, the fact that if I wasn't doing well, I felt like I wasn't worthwhile. And that kind of had to really be dealt with. And so by not having a thing to do, it kind of made me focus more on my family, focus more on my faith, focus on my kids.
How many kids?
2 kids, 2 daughters, 16, 18. The oldest just graduated.
So no need there to buy food and shelter.
No.
Yeah.
So, and so here's the screwy thing, and with the whole unemployment and all of that, and the bonus money that the government gave, I won't say I made more than I made as a bartender, but I made as good as I made on good months.
All right, time out.
Financially,
So there is this situation right now, and this is a very interesting point.
It is.
This is a fork in the road.
I kind of
Josh.
knew where you were going
Yeah.
with this.
And
Wonder why
as
that is.
fascinating as this story is, and I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of doing this on purpose to keep
Yeah.
people listening because Josh is a good storyteller. But we have seen, so I, good or bad, have some videography skills,
Yeah.
right? Like you can make your own decision at youtube.com/countergurus.
Check us out there.
But I've done some separate stuff.
Yeah.
And I've posted ads, and I've gone out and I've said looking for weekend help, and whether it's still photos or videos
Right.
or whatever, and no offers.
yeah.
And we've been out here, and this is all over the country, and we've been out in places where half the restaurant just in this area is empty.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, no openings.
There's
you
no
can't-"
staff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And so you literally had a choice. You could have and this is a real thing. Like
Yeah.
this is going on right now everywhere. It has affected me. It has affected
Right.
everyone.
Yeah.
You could have just sat at home and said, I don't know how long these checks are going to continue, but I'm just going to count on that for a while.
Right, yeah.
Or you could have said, I'm going to do the kind of the harder thing in that I'm trying to figure out what's more important to me. Like, what am I about? Like, how do I identify with who I am? Am I a family guy first? How much of my career is a part of that?
Yeah.
And you made an interesting choice at a time when it was pretty early on in the handout process, I guess. You know, in the getting check free money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look, I have nothing against free money, right?
Yeah.
But so you said, no, I got to go find something. I mean, was that like a conscious thing? Like, did you actually have that conversation with yourself and go, do I just keep cashing the checks?
Right. I was not okay with cashing checks. I mean, so I did, and right away got a job at Costco, like literally the next day, and that turned out just to be a flat out bad decision. I mean, and this is why I'm old. I mean, at 47 doesn't seem old, but you know, you think of the folks who are throwing the
We're the
car.
same age.
It's like and it's like I just realized this is destroying my back. So I was there for about a week before I realized this was. And at this point, you gotta remember, we did not know how this thing was going to play out. In my mind, he said we were going to be closed for 1 month, so I'm like, I need to get out of this, or else I'm going to destroy my back, and I'm not going to be able to do my real job, which is bartending. So I quit there. Turns out I kind of did that wrong and ended up with having to cause myself a lot of heartache if I would have just crossed some T's slightly differently, but that's a different story. But nonetheless, as soon as my state opened, literally the day that my county, hit phase 3, and so the restaurant, I think 3 or 2, so the restaurant could open, that day I put in 2 applications. That day. I did not have to do that. That was a decision that I'm going to, this is important to me.
Yeah.
To earn a living. And so I did that. And then right around that time, the writing started to take off in ways to where, like I had one client, I wrote this ghostwriting book, and I got a good sized check, and I easily could have it was written from her to me personally.
Wow.
For all, unless I was subpoenaed, it was untraceable, right?
Right.
But I declared on unemployment, and my benefits ended that day, or that week. I didn't have to do that because it really came down to what's important to me. That I need to know that I feel like what I did is honorable.
This is a.
We talked about that.
Yeah, this is a core belief that we have.
Yeah.
So before the mics heated up, Josh, you and I were talking. You were in the bathroom. Yeah, actually, you were out ordering me
Another beer?
Yeah. And I'm gonna do my best here, but correct me, Josh. Yeah. So you said you basically so the race does not always go to the fastest person or the person with the shiniest car. I mean, if we're talking car races, like the fastest car doesn't always win. Sometimes the wheels fly off in turn 3, right? At the 14th lap. And so Josh made the point of you keep chipping away at it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is he was telling me that about our getting here to 100 episodes, but this is a core value of his because he's like I'm just going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So I told my son that, I was like, we were talking about something the other day, and he's like, Dad, hurry up, you're not going fast enough. And I'm like, tortoise in the hair, son, tortoise in the hair. And he goes, yeah, but that turtle only won because the rabbit, stopped paying attention or whatever.
Cocky, right?
That is that was his word. That is a late 80s
Serengeti Magnum
Safari.
And it has a Caterpillar
diesel pusher.
Yeah,
we've been doing this all day. Whatever goes by. Hey,
this is why we're out.
Okay, so this is.
I'm gonna get going.
Hey.
Wait, you're leaving?
I was going to, but I don't have to.
Can you give us
How long?
15 minutes?
15 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Please?
Yes.
Do I need to call your wife and make sure it's okay?
No, I'm still just
All right.
trying to get my phone going.
Hang right here. All right. So, core value, interesting kids listening.
Yeah.
And those of you kind of not sure, you just literally you keep at it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do keep at it.
Even if you don't have the immediate success.
Keith and I, and it's still a work in progress for us.
Nicolas Cage is not a famous actor because he was good. I mean,
not at all.
Sorry. What were you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
So no, but you it's easy for us to, speaking of actors, it's easy for us to have this idea that was the pop stars or anything like that. It's that they're just lucky. But like you watch a show like The Voice, which Mike Rothfire would look down on me for watching The Voice. But as these guys talking, you listen to it and you listen to how they interact with the contestants. Basically, it's like
Right.
the amount of work they did to get there is insane.
Right.
And that's the part we don't see. And so to have a success at any level, you have to be willing to put in, and here's the key thing, a massive amount of work without a guaranteed result.
Well,
Right.
and a lot of those people, what they don't tell you is that they didn't win the show, but whether it's American Idol or The Voice or
Yeah.
whatever, not saying I watch those, but if I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Ladies
but-
and gentlemen,
but-
now you know.
no, I'm more of a
He's
mask
from
singer.
Nashville. Of course he's
Right.
from
I'm
somewhere.
more of a
Right.
mask singer kind of guy. But
No.
anyway,
No.
Side note, for a show I thought that was going to suck,
it's pretty
that
cool.
was actually kind of fun.
It's fun. It's fun to watch with your family.
Now, The Masked Dancer, you'd think that would suck too? And you'd be right.
Well, now you're off the grid. I
no,
don't know.
no, that one sucks.
No, it sucks. So.
It
So-
really does. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So a lot of those people that aren't the declared winner, though, they still end up with a good career,
Yeah.
whether it's a straight up solo recording
Yeah.
career, or they're doing something collaboratively. Yeah.
So
So
you just need that boost.
wow, this is an interesting. Okay, did you know you were going to show up with this?
No, why I love doing podcasts is I can just, it's not bullshitting, it's just I'm intensely interested about everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I spent 4th of July with, I won't say the name, but with a famous actor's brother-in-law, just randomly.
Nicolas Cage.
No,
All right.
it wasn't Nicolas Cage, but it's certainly someone who's well known.
Yeah.
And I just
Francis
got
Ford
to,
Coppola. That's his
yeah.
uncle, right? Yeah.
I
Did
just
you know
got to
that?
ask questions. I just got to ask questions like, hey, dude, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not like the gossiping. I want to know, like, tell me anything you can about behind this curtain. Because that's what I want to
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I once had a chance to talk to a guy who was on one of those reality game shows, and to find out, I've always known they're kind of fake. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This one in particular, and I'm so far off topic, but this one in particular, the producer actually left the freaking binder in the room, and they found out who's being voted off each week.
Oh, there you go.
This isn't one of the best ones. I say all that to say, I'm intensely interested about anything.
Right.
Which is why we
Yeah.
we can talk about anything and I'll blast.
Yeah.
So
Well, he needs to get out where people can get a hold of him.
okay, so
That's what we
yeah,
need
so
to do.
before we,
Yeah.
we'll give that out
Yeah,
here in
yeah.
just a minute, but so in sort of bringing this to a wrap, so here we are, 2021. We've skipped some of the good stuff, but you've got some contact info if they want to fill in the
Yeah,
gaps. First of all, I mean, I guess thanks for circling back around with us.
Yeah, so cool.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. From 25 was the last time we were here together to 100, if you can believe that.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
It is.
And that
Speaking
means
of,
you guys have been working hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hats off to you
You
for
have to.
everyone.
Yeah. Thanks.
right. If you would have, yeah.
Well, no, I have it at home. I just
So what, like, let's just go from like January to now. Like, what have you been up to in the past? I guess we're
7
six.
months?
Yes.
So mainly ghostwriting. So I have various people who have books. They have ideas. Again, I help them write it, and also some content writing. Like basically, I'm good at wordsmithing. So you give me some ideas.
Okay.
And what I'm really good at is getting behind the picture. Someone will say, "Hey, I want you to write this for me." The next question is, "Okay, yeah, but what's the purpose? How do you want? What's your goal?" I won't even start writing until I know why.
Okay. Communicate with an end result in mind.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
You gotta do that. It's just like, I'm a novelist as well. I have a novel that I wrote. I haven't been able to sell it yet, but the process of writing is like, you ask me to describe a room. I first need to know what's going to happen in the room. Is it going to be happy or sad? And I'm going
Okay.
to describe the room based on the mood I'm trying to create.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing, it's very, you call it the term sculpt. It's like this big thing, and you can't really
Yeah.
take any piece apart. And so when it comes to writing, that's what I really try to do. See the big picture and then create something on that. So I've been some content writing, which is cool. The book writing, which is really my thing. And so that's basically what I get to do. I get to help people write their books.
That's
And
awesome.
It really is a blast.
What a turn of events for you.
Insane.
You know, and right where you want to be.
It is so much where I want to be. I mean, again, I couldn't have planned this out. Someone said, like, well, don't you wish you could have done this a little sooner? So, again, pastor, bartender.
But you can't. But you cannot
You can't.
pass all the sort of learning events, even if they're falling downs or however you want to use that, right? Like those are some of the best teachers in life, right?
Well, I again, like writing a novel, it took me 5 years to write. 5 years that I spent bartending here. Write every morning, work my ass off every night, come home late. If you said, okay, you're going to write for 5 years, you're going to write this book, and it's not going to sell a single thing, but you're going to learn how to write in other people's voices. And I would have said, screw you. But what kept me going was the belief that someone was going to buy my book. But yet, this is what had to happen. And I still, if there's any agents on here, I'd love to chat with you. But that's
all right. So I have So do two things for us. So give us all your contact info. You're welcome to take him through that.
Yeah.
And then I want to know if you're reading anything right now. What are you reading?
So okay, first of all, my contact information. My website is Josh Kelly. So it's JOSHKELEY. The second E is important. .inc, I-N-K, like the stuff you write with. So joshkelly.inc. Go there, you can find my information all there. More about my services, what I do.
Email address on the website or contact form.
Or email address is me at joshkelly.inc.
We, for all of you listening and watching, we will put a link in the mentioned on the podcast.
I'm going to teach Jay how to do this.
Right. And also we'll add a link in whatever video segment, which this may be a video segment.
We'll put it in the description.
You want to put a name of the fans, right?
So, I got cameras everywhere.
So we are thrilled to have had you back on.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. We're very happy to hear that you're doing well, and we appreciate you taking the time and stopping by with us today.
It's so much fun for me, especially both of you guys have been a little bit of my journey. Especially, I was bartending, taking care of you for years, and I really believe this was God's purpose in the end. It's been a bizarre journey, but it has been awesome. So it's just
bizarre ones sometimes are the most memorable, though, right?
Gosh.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely.
And I would not have guessed, and this is kind of speaks to we don't necessarily have all the answers.
Right.
When we first met, which I think was episode 25, first of all, wouldn't have guessed like 100 would be here and we'd be doing this.
Right.
And it's just so hard to the dots connecting.
How we got to where we're at, we just did it. We did it by exactly with what he just explained, by working hard and only expecting results. And that's exactly how.
All right, Josh. So you've set the bar.
Yeah.
So the next time we do this, we need Hollywood level. We need a movie. We need a book turned into a movie kind of situation.
I'd be good with that, or doing some ghostwriting for some known people who aren't, some celebrities who aren't dicks. That kind of be my
There you go.
We might be able to put you in contact with some people we know, man.
So
No, I'd be. So because here's the thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Just really quickly.
Go ahead.
Memoirs are so much fun. The difference between a memoir and an autobiography. Autobiography is your whole life. Memoir is a point with the theme, and you're collecting all your stories in a direction. I've been looking through various people that I would love to write memoirs for. Some of them are Nashville folks, Christian artists I listened to growing up. It's like, I know they're there, and once I get my name big enough, I have some people I'm going to approach, because I know I can write your story. You just haven't heard me yet, but I can write your story, write it well, and it can impact lives.
And I am happy to make that introduction with some of them, but I will tell you that they are some of them are. But anyway.
that is the trick. I can work with a certain level. A partner, I can deal with a certain level of dick, but at some point, we have to be able to work together.
Yep.
Otherwise, everyone's just gonna be pissed.
Yep.
But thanks again for coming on, man.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. It's a blast to be back.
Right on. We wish you nothing but the best, man. Thanks so much.
Yep. You bet.
All right, folks.
I'm gonna go wrangle up Rothmeyer.
We're gonna get our next guest on right after this.
Parts Counter Gurus are celebrating their 100th show and reminding you the most important part in any car is that loose nut behind the wheel.
Hey, okay, everybody, welcome back in. Here we are. Our next guest. He is a recurring guest. Love the guy. Makes an occasional good drink.
It's like the complisol. You got a high praise, and then you got a smack.
Welcome
on the ass.
in, Mr. Rothmeyer.
Hey, great to be here.
Glad to have you back on, my friend.
Loving it.
What's new in your world? We hear you had a little mishap. You want to
We're
talk
going
about
right
that?
there.
Oh yeah, we
Okay,
go
go
right
on.
into the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a real rookie mistake, and I know this. I know it so well, but I got complacent after about 3 hours on the river, and did a pack raft, and had my backpack strapped down really good with the gear-specific alpaca straps. So that backpack was in there good. I got a bunch of gear inside the body of it, like basically in the pontoons of it, right? Even though it's a single, single thing. I don't know what else to call it.
No,
It's
that's
just
a
jam.
good visual. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
single seater.
yeah, so it's like got a zipper in the back, and you put a bunch of stuff in there. So most of my gear was that, but then I had a dry bag with a phone that was also its own little dry bag, cinched up, and a cooler, and a canteen, and I had some flip flops. And again, 3 hours in, I stopped rolling up my dry bag. I was taking videos and photos with my phone as my preferred camera, and came upon this is a real easy river, by the way, and we'd been swimming in it. We were swimming back and forth in it 15 minutes before this. So it's like, again, I'm overly confident, way too comfortable, and come to a pretty hard turn. There's a rock obstacle there, and I didn't paddle hard enough away from it, and I thought, I'm just going to bump this. It's not going to be a big deal. But I bumped it, and then the current just took the boat out from under me and just went scoop, and then I just
So I was
Slip
for a
right
minute
over.
there. I thought you lost your entire dry bag, but you didn't
No.
put the stuff back there.
Yeah, I mean, things were floating on the set. Oh, yeah, so I should say this too. I was at that moment. I was upset. I was mad at myself, and I'm gathering up the stuff. And I had the chance and time to do it, so I was putting everything back in the boat. And the only thing I was missing was the canteen. And the canteen's floating down to a big snag, so it's like a big cottonwood with a bunch of branches going every which way off of the main log of it. I decided I was going to go hang on to it and get my canteen, and then that turned into a whole other thing where it flipped under there. And
This is great promotion for your upcoming.
yeah, when
Yeah,
as a professional that would like to take people out to get rothmeired,
You don't want the guy who has never crashed. That's
Maybe.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a lesson learned in
Yeah.
everything, and as a matter of fact, in his post, he said that. I learned a little bit.
Oh wait,
I
post?
really
Where
learned.
you like social media or?
I went ahead and I mean, I told my wife too. I'm like, I'm going to admit to this to everyone that this happened. I just feel better doing that.
Right?
But I rothmeired myself really hard, and it's a big lesson. And I'll tell you, I'll never lose my phone or whatever again in the water at all. Ever, it'll never happen again.
We spend so much of our lives like worrying about things that have already happened to us, right?
Yeah.
So that loss will now,
Yeah.
you're gonna work to prevent that. Yeah.
Real
It
hard.
won't
Yeah.
happen. You heard him. He said it will
Yeah.
not
It
happen
will not
again.
happen again. I'll spill again. I mean, everybody goes for a swim. You're pack rafting on, and you're moving water. You're gonna go for a swim sometimes. It's just gonna, so you need to just be ready for that.
Right.
That's really what it is.
So had you already been doing some of this pack rafting, or is this something new for you?
This is, I'm relatively new at it, that's for sure. But this actually, the stretch of the river, I was already taken out by a guide that I introduced you to, Jonathan. And
Yep.
so he had taken me out, and actually a big part of our family out, and we all had our own rafts, and so we did this exact same stretch of the river. So I knew the river pretty well, and I had such an easy time that I thought, okay, well, it's 4th of July. Here's a good way to get away from the fireworks and everything else that we don't really, sorry everybody, I don't really, I'm not a big firework guy.
Right.
But,
Right.
and it worked for that. It was a great trip, all in all, great trip. But yeah, that's lessons to learn.
So, I'm gonna elaborate on your last comment a little bit because I have not. We're about to. I think I'm about to experience some of this, but you and I have this sort of shared appreciation of some solitude, and I'm not talking solitude like sitting in a parking lot at the end of kind of the pier. I'm talking about like going out somewhere where there aren't people, but there's great scenery and some cool, like whatever your nature thing is. If you're into photography or you're into fishing or you're into just hiking or getting on the water and losing your phone or whatever, man, whatever your thing is, I'm not judging.
Flip-flops.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a really, it's good for the soul. It's just so therapeutic.
Couldn't agree more.
And so, but you're doing this now, you're starting to get into, and this is interesting because so we met somewhere, everything in my life is related to a podcast these days. So we met somewhere around episode 25, and we're at episode 100 now, and you're doing some transitional things where you're getting into some, how do we say this? You're helping other people that have that shared value experience those things. Now, are you doing that? Are you ready to announce that, hey, everybody, you can reach out to me, or are you kind of not quite there yet?
Not quite. And I am hoping to do this in conjunction with Jonathan.
Who is fantastic, and I had a fantastic conversation with him.
Yeah.
So we will make sure that when that happens, we will definitely promote you guys and get that word out. And
it'll be on GetRothmeyer.com when it.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. What's gonna be now? I'm gonna do a little like Dr. Who is it? Ruth or Phil or whatever.
Go Phil.
Okay.
Go Phil.
What is it gonna be? No, that's horrible. What's gonna? Where will?
You're not very good at impressions, are you?
Yeah,
that would have been awesome if you were.
It would be great. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I could just but you know what I am really good at?
Well, why don't you tell me now? Tell me now. What would you do in this situation, Keith?
I can fix anything in post.
Not bad.
I can fix anything in post.
Okay.
All right. So, what's going to be the turning point for you that you were looking at this marker in the road that says, okay, now I'm ready. I think we're about to get emergency service.
This is the art of live podcasting.
Live outside podcast. Yes.
And we get all the
Nope,
noises.
they're going the other way.
Oh yeah.
So is it like I just want more time, or these 5 things need to happen, or I need to take 5 more pack rafting trips and not flip my
No. Oh yeah, it's a good question. I've been thinking about that, and actually you've been talking with Jonathan too about, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't. I'll ask him. Maybe he doesn't want his name out there about this yet.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Well, there's a lot of Jonathans in this country at this point.
Yeah. He was saying we could take out some friends and do these sorts of experiences because while he's a fishing guide, I agree with him. Part of our conversation was just like, what about the experience that may or may not have fishing? I mean, when you say you're going out and you're hiring a fishing guide, then you're kind of having this expectation of getting the fish.
We're not fishing, we're catching. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of a tough thing to fill in the Northwest now, or I should say our neck of the woods now, because the fishing population's down, the regulations are really tight, and we're going to be going out camping, and there's some really tight regulations if you did want to fish. Right. So again, I think we're talking about taking out some people that are interested, that are friends, to do some trial runs and do some trips where I'm more outfitting, cooking meals, doing fire, getting people there, whether it is on boat or hiking or whatever. I think that's the next step, and hopefully not too much.
You're taking them to that next level. It's an enhancement over what Jonathan's already doing. It's given that extra.
Right.
You can go in many directions, but having someone that knows where to go, when to go, what to take.
All right.
All those sorts of things.
So I got the Barbara Walters question here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all
so right. and I also I'm about to create a job for myself. Because I'm an opportunist.
Are you abandoning the
podcast? No.
That's what I was trying to do with John.
So you are potentially, and I think we're on the same page with this. You have the, with great power comes great responsibility. So you have this potential to introduce people to some areas that are not untouched, but very less touched. And there's a certain element there of want to show people sacred grounds. So I want to show them areas that I know if I show to too many people. And see, I'm going through this right now in the RV industry. It's an e-bike of some sort. I don't know the time. So we've been playing this game all day of when something interesting
e-bike?
Yeah. If they make a lot of noise, we just go, hey, that's a...
I know that guy. He's the rollerblade guy.
Oh, okay.
He's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's also got the e-bike.
That's awesome.
He said
That's the rollerblade
that's
guy.
the rollerblade guy. He's a regular here too. He said he's like, I'm almost 70, so this e-bike just works well for me.
We've got a rollerblade guy. We've got a guy on the BMX bike that's
Oh yeah, the
tricking out
shredder.
all the
Oh,
time.
I've seen him. He's over. He hangs out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Same way
yeah.
parking lot
That guy
by the way.
shreds.
Yeah,
Over here, yeah.
he's great. So,
Limpest handshake you ever had. Though.
yeah. So, no, I wouldn't know that. Anyway,
Like fish?
Sorry,
Oh,
I don't-
like dead
Don't
fish?
do that to me, man.
and we are. My wife rented an e-bike that I got to ride a little bit on San Juan the other day, and now, and I got to introduce you to Bob at some point. We have resolved to calling him Bellingham Bob. I think that's his.
Right.
E-bike. He's a big cyclist, but fascinated by this e-bike thing. He's giving me some angles, but I digress here. Okay, so you're in this position uniquely of sort of having access to places or no knowledge, and it's like, well, do I really want to show these people what? And so I guess this is a two-part question. Number one, that's a shitbox. Chevy Silverado.
I've got a nameplate for that.
Yeah,
I think it was a 71.
Yeah.
Is that a big deal?
No, well, it was an extra like $7,000 on the price of the truck.
Absolutely.
But is there a level of discernment where you're like, I'm not taking these people out? Okay, so that's question number one. Like, if you get into this and you do
that's
well,
a good question,
where do you
man.
draw the line? And number two,
Is it like that? Sorry. Is it like that? You're not ready.
right?
That kind of
And so that's where I'm going with the job opportunity here. Is if you need a screener,
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm happy to
Please.
screen.
On out.
And we can do like the whole like I can be the like bad cop and I can like put them in a like room and interrogate them with a big bright light.
I see what you're
But
saying.
how
Okay.
do you I know you're gonna be conscious of that, right? And I'm speaking for you a little bit here, but what's your kind of how do you feel about that?
Well, there's several parts to what you're talking about there. And the first thing that comes to mind is I think all guides have to deal with this. You go on a big hunt in Alaska. You are taking people out to the stuff you've researched and where the animals are, and now they know. And
Hey man, I brought my AR-15. When we can find the herd?
yeah.
Right.
So right. I mean, right. Let's just say we're looking for caribou.
What, too
up
much?
there.
A little bit.
Those AR-15, they tumble. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not
right.
good.
Yeah.
You're destroying too much meat. That's the purest.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So, you just run the risk that a person who's capable of getting out to the places that you're taking them to, that they will also utilize it. And hey, man, that's just what comes with it. If you're going to show them places, and am I going to kind of like evaluate what a party seems like, what they can handle? Of course, man. I mean, there's going to be different levels of difficulty. The trip we're about to go on, I'm going to say it's like a level 1. It's like 10 minutes off the car. We do have to haul our stuff, and we may have to get our feet wet to get there, but not much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just a little
Because I'm a
log
level
hop.
1 kind of guy.
Yeah, level 1 is
Right.
yeah, but
Levels.
at the same time, though, Keith, to your point, like once I show somebody the spot,
They can come back.
they can
tell their
totally
friends.
come back. And actually, if you're a savvy enough person, again, with this type of spot, this is dispersed camping. If you're savvy enough, you see that there's obviously people who park there. So then you go down and you look. Oh, hey, look! Now there's a trail. Okay, now there's a trail, and it goes down to this sandy beach. And then there's this other big gravel bar over here.
Right.
The views are amazing. Oh, cool! I found a spot. Like that's kind of places that, like you say, also, it's not like you're pulling into a park or you're not pulling into, somewhere where you got a neighbor right there. You got that spot, that's your spot, you're not going to see anybody. Like,
Right.
just nothing, nobody.
So, during these COVID times, have you seen an increase, like the areas that you normally go?
Ah.
Have you seen an increase in people, in the population of some of the normal places?
Or proof that they've been there.
Yeah, both. Oh, man. Unbelievable spike in established trails. The parking lots were full. I mean, to be early on, even once they first. Can we just laugh about the fact that they closed the trailheads to begin with? They closed the trailheads.
So wait a second.
What is going on?
Which
The
makes no
very
sense.
definition of social distancing,
Yeah.
and you can't. Well, this is like, and I'm gonna dig on your beloved state for just a
Go
minute.
for it, dude.
We got on the ferry the other day, as we've already discussed,
Yeah.
and it's like you gotta. And this is not. I'm not against rules, and I understand the value of masks. And they're like, don't come in here and don't get on the ferry if you don't have masks. But when you get in the ferry terminal, by the way, we're gonna stand you side by side in a packed room, touching each other to the point where it's like really uncomfortable.
Right.
Well, doesn't that defeat the purpose of?
It does defeat the purpose. These are the questions we've all been asking for
Right.
the last 15 months.
Exactly. That you know, and I'm tired of going on and on about the inconsistencies and what makes sense and what
Yeah,
doesn't,
like
whatever.
just pick one.
But seriously,
Yeah.
so back to the answer to your question, I think is just that like once they open the trails though, and there were signs all over the place. You know, you can't go here. You can't like closed. The roads closed. The trails closed. Everything's closed. But the minute they lifted that, trailheads got absolutely incredible. Like there was no parking even. And then you get to like my dispersed spots and all my kind of like so-called secret spots. The secretest of them remain untouched, but a lot of the ones like along the Swattle River and along the Sauk that were obvious pullouts, obvious little dispersed camp spots. Man, they were packed, and not just because everybody's sort of either working from home or off work or whatever.
Everybody's
So
wanting to get
Right.
midweek,
Yeah.
I used to go midweek and not worry about a thing in these spots. And then it was like, oh shoot, I pulled in on a Tuesday. There's 3 cars there. Or something,
Yeah,
you know?
so it makes it more challenging for you to find that, because we've talked about this before. You're the kind of person that you'd rather be as remote as you possibly can. That's your thing. You know, I kind of like to be close to activity unless I'm with someone that knows what's going on around me. And again, that's where you fit in to what your friend Jonathan's doing.
Well, wait till you. I mean, and it'll be different with the group, but you'll still get a taste of this if you taste that sort of science.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I love camping, don't get me wrong. This took me a long time since I've done it.
yeah, it's like,
And I haven't done it in the P&W. So this is going to be a
and
different
I will say the people here, in general, all of there are jackasses everywhere in the world.
Of course.
Tend to enjoy 2 things and appreciate them more, and that is the outdoors and good beer. And so, like, you do have a crowd that ruins things, but there's also so many people here that respect it, and you have more of those people than like I have in the South. So, I mean, yeah.
I'm going to tell
That's
you
a
this.
nice compliment. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Here's what I'm going to tell you though.
You have,
I want you
just
to
a
know
few
that
less jackass.
we're buying breakfast and dinner.
E&W,
Okay.
less jackass.
We are the Parts County Gurus
Oh,
buying breakfast
okay,
and dinner
yeah.
for this particular
Okay.
trip. So we got it all figured out. I talked to him last week about it. So there you go.
All right.
You ready? You got that fridge with you, right?
This is going to be catered, right?
What kind of
Now,
fridge? What kind of refrigerator do you have in the back end?
It's an ARB 40 quart. And I feel like I'm like promoting. These people are not paying me at all. I paid full price for their stuff.
Maybe you
Just
guys
keep
could.
right.
But I have a Yeti Gold Zero. It's a 400 watt that'll run that fridge for a
Cold
couple
beer.
days.
Wow.
River's
Gonna be cold too.
So we can put a sweatshirt down in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And honestly, especially when you're running the car because it charges that pack back up, it'll be good for a while. I mean, it'll work.
Oh, I'm happy.
Cold going in's good, and then
We'll be fine. We'll cook it all up, man, and drink it
You
all
can
up.
put that thing down to like -10 if you needed to freeze something.
Wow.
I mean, it's gonna run more. It's gonna drain your battery faster, but
I can't wait to see it. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
and it's
It'll be fun.
4 years old or 5 years old or
Yeah.
A
Remember
Yeti Gold Zero. You said.
no, that's just the battery pack.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the fridge is an ARV off-road fridge.
Nice.
Now they were kind of so Overland has gotten so huge. That is an old
That's a Continental.
Suicide doors.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
the,
Continental.
like,
That's the one that
JFK,
JFK
except
was
that
in,
that's
except
not the
that's a
convertible.
hard top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hot stuff.
So wow, things to see on a.
Oh, that's what I'm telling you. This is such a perfect spot. You know, I was asked before we started podcasting, or when we were looking for places, why would you want to do it here? Well, because this is where all the action's at.
Uh-huh.
You're going to
Well,
see.
you got, you know.
Well, yeah, you got these guys too, but this is where all the action's at.
So, overlanding has become this huge trend. Before it was a huge trend, it was a little bit of a smaller, before like everybody COVID. ARB is kind of the outdoor brand with like stuff like that. Then we were at SEMA in 18.
Yes.
And Dometic started doing these camping, or they're off-road fridges. They go in the back of your SUV, and they'll run on 12 volt or 110. And we remember seeing that Dometic, and I was like, dude, Dometic, they just make like RV accessories. Like my air conditioners in my RV are Dometic, and I'm like, I hate, I don't hate the company, but they just copy everybody else. And so now we're like, I've run into my friends and they're like, oh, you got one of those Dometics? And I'm going, where?
I used, in the RV side there, I used to struggle with the old school Flume, if you're running on propane, you got to make sure that thing's moving, And I remember struggling with my Dometic quite a bit.
The level is such a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Big deal. But I like the newer stuff I thought worked way better than what I had.
It does. It's still, well, it takes a beating to begin with, especially if you're in Oregon. Their roads are like,
oh yeah.
And that Columbia River Gorge, like that's just driving through there is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But it'll just beat the hell out of your anything.
Sure. Beautiful though.
And while we're talking about RVs, by the way, like officially, thank you for the tip. That is, I'm not saying it on here because I don't want anybody else to find out about it.
Okay. It's a good part, yeah.
But that place that I'm staying is awesome.
Good to hear.
It's pretty much.
That is in South Hell for all of you interested.
Right.
It's
it's not even on the map, man. Just saying,
it's pretty great.
You have to do
Good
some
to
shitty
hear.
stuff to end up there. So.
I love it.
So man, wow! Thanks for stopping in with us and talking
Thanks for
to
having
us.
me. Yeah.
And staying late to talk to us.
Yes,
No
absolutely.
problem. No problem.
Appreciate you being on every time. We're looking forward to getting out and camping with you.
Yeah. Tear it up.
Are you going to be okay with us? I'm doing this under pressure, so it's being recorded.
Yeah.
Are you okay if we bring cameras with us?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That's
that's
a
a
douchebag
moped.
special.
Holy cow, man! See the things that you see on the strip here. But thanks so much, Mike. We appreciate it, man. It's great to see you again.
Thanks for coming here.
If you do this,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no harm in people going to the website now, right?
It's not live.
Okay.
I own
Hold
the
off on
domain.
that.
We're gonna
I own
hold
the
off on
domain.
it.
How about this? So
Stay
if you
tuned.
subscribe,
Yeah,
then when it does come out,
Yeah.
we'll tell you.
Yeah.
that's it. How can you subscribe? You go to youtube.com/Parts Counter Gurus.
Click the
Subscribe,
bell.
Click the bell. Subscribe. Tell a friend. We're
That's
also
what I did.
over on exactly you did.
I mean, assuming you have a phone
You gotta-
that actually, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't require flip flops, so you're good to go there. So go to partscountergurus.com.
If you want the podcast
If you want the
info, it's on the top.
podcast,
There
right,
you go.
top left hand,
Yeah.
boom, you got it. Go there. How many beers have we had?
I've had 2.
3 or 4. It's 100th episode.
Oh, come on,
celebration,
man!
guys.
I started 4 hours.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Right on. So we are going to take a break, and we'll come back right after this.
100 episodes. Man, that's significant. This is Lake Speed Jr. from the Hidden Horsepower Podcast. Just giving a shout out to Keith and Jay for the Parts Counter Guru Podcast. Congratulations on 100 episodes. That is pretty cool.
Okay, man. Wow. Never enough time, is it?
This is one of those that I am sad it's coming to an end.
Yeah. Wow. 100 episodes.
Guess we'll just have to make more.
We will. We'll double that. We're going to double that, and who knows? Maybe in less time, we'll see what happens. But there's a few people today that I want to thank. First and foremost, Joe and crew here at the Union Tavern. I didn't mention Malia, who came in later. She's a bartender here. Thank her for helping us out with some of these brews. I would like to give a very special thanks to Alabama Amy for She is a local treasure here who makes fantastic cakes, cupcakes, etc., so on. She made up some special treats for us today. We really appreciate it. And yes, they were delicious. And
I haven't had one yet, but I think I'm going to. Yeah.
We also had a bunch of swag made up, T-shirts and hats, and actually these are the guys that have always made our swag for us. I'd like to give a special thanks to Corinne and Ross over at T-Shirts by Design here in Anacortes. So thank you guys very much for that. There's so many people to thank. Ray Salon for our music.
Okay, so just for as a matter of fact, from this point forward, we have some new bumper music, some new intro music, and that was written for us,
specifically for us,
by Ray Salon.
And they're in the process of they've written new music, and they are recording something right now, finishing something up right now, and I do believe that they've got a big surprise in store for us. So
I can't say enough. So social media, you can find them at Ray Salon on Twitter. They are also on Facebook if you search RHASALON. You guys, so they've been with us for a long time, and I know we don't talk to them every day, but I am so thrilled. First of all, when Jay played the music for me, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But just to be able to showcase their music as part of our stuff, I love it.
Right.
And so hope you all love it as much as we do, but if you don't, I don't care, because it's great.
Right. You need to get online and follow those guys and check them out. They got new stuff coming out. But yeah, thank you to Leonardo, Adamir, Grayson, Marquinos. I'm going to be in trouble here, man. Did I get them all?
Yeah, there's only 4 of them, right?
No, it's 5. It's Adamir, Grayson, Vico.
Oh, my God.
Leonardo, and
Vico
Marquinos.
standing on top. Hey, so the guy standing in the video who's literally standing on the cars in the right. So
that's Leonardo.
No.
Oh no, Vico is.
Vico.
That's right. He was standing on the car
doing the solo, man.
That's right. Yes. So anyway, they
and he's premiered heavily in this music.
Yes, he is, man. As a matter of fact, they got the music over to us, not last minute, but they wanted to redo some things, and Vico wanted to lay down a really smoking lead track,
which he did,
and it really is. So,
yep.
Glad you guys enjoy it.
Thank you guys. So yeah, please check them out. And they're also, you can find their stuff on Apple Music as well. Again, it's RHASALON.
Right. I would also like to thank Marlon Young for being a guest of ours several times. You've seen him throughout this, and we appreciate him doing all the things that he's done for us and with us. Been exciting to have him on. Gosh, man, the list just goes on and on and on and on. So, you guys, thank you, Lake Speed Jr. For reaching out to us and giving us a congratulations on our. You can get to Lake Speed Jr. is with Total Seal. They also have a podcast which you need to check out, and hopefully we can have him on sometime talking about the piston rings and stuff that they're putting out there for everybody. So thank you so much, Lake Speed Jr. for that. So
we best thank our wives, Aaron and Mary. I'll let you figure out who's who.
Yes. Side shot.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to him in a minute.
Yeah.
But and their patience with all of this, including taking time out of their schedules to help us do what we do. So what do we got here? Suburban from the late, I mean, it just doesn't end, Jay.
It's early 80s Suburban.
Yeah, I was going to go early 90s, late 80s, yeah, with clearly more money spent on the subwoofer than the entire vehicle's worth.
Right.
All right, side shot. So we've done 100 of these. What's your guess as to 100 from now? Now this took us about 2.5 years to get here. What's going to be the big deal? okay. You have one company. You have $10,000. You have one company to invest all of that money in. You can't spread it across multiple companies. Ford, Rivian, Tesla, GM, Lordstown, Nikola, right? Or anybody that I haven't mentioned, Karma, any of those players. What's your thinking on what's the automotive industry going to be like in 100 episodes from now?
I think Ford will do a great job because they are doing such a great job. The Bronco, the Lightning,
The Mach-E,
the
yeah.
Mach-E, I mean,
What should our next car be?
I'm drawn to that Mach-E.
Okay, so you've got the Ford Mustang Mach-E, loves that. Okay, I'm surprised you didn't say Tesla. Yeah. Or would you dump all your money into e-bikes?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would go Ford.
Okay, and now for the bonus round, YouTube has been the king this whole time, right? So YouTube's kind of the content platform of it gets the most views around the world. What do you think in 2 years? Is it still going to be YouTube? Are we just going to be, podcast going to be a thing of the past, and Jay and I are going to have to say what we want to say in 60 seconds or less on TikTok? Hey, there goes a Bronco 2 from the late 80s.
And that was a Shelby.
Doing about 35.
Yeah.
And a 20.
So, YouTube is going to be the thing. I don't know if you saw me today walking around with the phone, but I was getting things for TikTok.
Oh, yeah? So we're on TikTok even though we don't know it?
Well, you know now.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
And you think that's going to be where it's at? But see, you...
No, it's
Okay.
just going to stick with YouTube.
Okay.
And still, so many more people are coming in with YouTube. So many people use it. So many people create videos on it. There are so many events on YouTube, too.
And so do you think we should keep doing what we're doing?
So you're 11, right? You'll be able to drive legally if you pass your test in how many years?
4 or 5.
So let's just go with 5.
That ought to be interesting.
Do you want to now? You have seen self-driving vehicles. You have seen old vehicles. I've got an older truck. You knew this was coming. Do you? Well, then you should be prepared. Do you want to be able to drive yourself, or are you fine with just taking a paper test and getting in a car and letting it take you where you want to go?
It's such a nice thing to have it take you where you want to go, but also race cars and supercars and just little rally cars. You want to drive those yourself, not be driven.
That's so true. That's so true. I don't know how else to...
So, if you could only go one direction, and I'm not talking about the band, and you have to choose between, I'm gonna get, let's just say in 5 years when you can drive, they say, well, you have to choose your path. You go down the road of awesome self-driving automated technology, or you go down the road of learning to drive yourself, but you can never ride in one of those self-driving vehicles. Which one do you choose?
That is so
Unfair?
hard
You're welcome.
and unfair. That is. So it would depend what was going on at the time. As of right now, I would want to drive myself because if not everything, right now it's kind of like level 2 or level 1 autonomous vehicles, like lane keeping and the radar cruise control. It's not anything you would rely on.
Wow. How do you top that?
I don't know, and I don't honestly see that changing anytime soon. I don't think that we're ever going to turn the corner of, I could be wrong, but sort of passing that legislation.
We
And
definitely will.
yeah, oh, you think at some point it'll be all self-driving?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Huh?
Okay, well, meet George Jetson, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you know how I feel about George Jetson.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
at least in 2080, a lot of people predict
I won't.
you're not
I won't yeah.
allowed to drive.
I won't be around for that. But yeah. Okay.
well, thank you, man. Thank you for your insight and your input and your hard work that you put into our channel. We really appreciate it. Do you want to take us out on a very, very good note?
So everybody, thank you for sticking with us. For those of you new to us, thank you for joining. For those of you that have been here for the long haul, thank you for that. It has been a fun ride. I can't stop the, what do we got here? That's a, wait, I'm being told no. What?
Pay attention.
Pay attention over here.
No, the camera.
Oh, pay attention to the
Not
camera.
all of the noisy cars.
Right, but that was part of the gag. See, there's cars going by. I have to call out what they are. Okay, all right. So I digress. Right. Thank you again, everybody, for sticking with us. This is one that I found a while back, but I thought it was appropriate because I knew what would be going on today. It is impossible to know whether we invent special occasions and events so we can drink, or that we attend those special occasions and then drinking as a byproduct.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, everybody, that's Jay over there. I'm Keith. That's Side Shot. Thank you to everybody that's joined us along the way. We'll see you soon.
Parts Counter Gurus are celebrating their 100th show. Join the Parts Counter Gurus and all parts fans, John Van Dam Parts. Just join us.